Hey guys, this is Jared here, GodHammer227. I'm out here in the middle of Houston Woods, and it is a beautiful day, as you can see from that last little clip. Housekeeping out of my Peterson Killarney, or the Van Helsing, as I like to call it. Smoking some Cult Blood Red Moon, which I have not had in a while. And today is a special day. It is my birthday. That's right. 20 years old, hit double decade. So I figured I'd come on since I called off work today to come out here and just relax and enjoy the day. Because who wants to work in a sweaty factory? If you can't tell, well, you probably can't. I'm tamping my pipe just over top of the camera. See, there's the pipe, and I'm holding it with my hand. The same hand I'm holding my pipe with, it's holding up my iPad. But anyways, who wants to go and work at a factory that you hate to work at on your birthday? No, thank you. I'd much rather come out here and enjoy a beautiful, clear blue day over a lake, beautiful trees, got birds, different bugs chirping in the background. It's just beautiful, and I wanted to come on and talk about what have I learned in 2 decades. And of course there are many other people on the Y2PC community that are much older, much wiser than this guy right here. Even if I'd like to think I'm just as old and wise as them, but you know. But so I wanted to come on, talk about what I've learned in 2 decades, in 20 years. Well, of course, you go from, in your first 20 years, you go from crawling to, well, basically you go from nothing to what you are now. And I'm standing good at 6'2", 178 pounds. So I'm not doing too bad. But that aside, just what I've learned from life. And I've learned a lot. And of course, some people won't agree with what I think I've learned or what it is from my perspective. Because from my perspective, I've learned that the world can be a very unforgiving, cruel kind of place. And I think that a lot of us can see that. For some people, it is just really hard to see the better sides of life. But, I've also learned in that time that it's only cruel and unforgiving if you care that it's cruel and unforgiving. Sorry, I got tobacco in my mouth. So, when I go through a situation like, say, school, my math class is, well, I've never had a strong suit in math, so. But I just took my first exam today. And like I said, math is not my strong suit. So I'm doing well enough in that class that I'm passing it, but I'm not doing as well as I should be. And so in that class, a lot of it is system errors because the class is the teaching is done in class. She does, it's just like a high school class, really. Teacher stands at the front of the class and talks about a PowerPoint. Well, I guess it wasn't that way because I remember back in elementary school, there were no such thing as PowerPoints. What's a PowerPoint? But, yeah, so it's mostly the online aspect, which is where I get all my grades, my homework, stuff like that. And that part is technically difficult. Like, the technical side of it is very difficult, because it's very, very specific, yet non-specific. It wants a very, very specific thing, but does not tell you that, or does not specify that to you. So, and I'm sorry I'm moving around a lot. I'm trying to focus it on my face, and besides, this thing auto focuses on a face, and then if the face moves, the whole thing moves. But yeah, so it's just difficult to getting back on track. Difficult to keep my grades up when it's so oddly non-specific. However, when it comes to that, I don't let it get to me. I mean, it irritates me for a while, and then I'm just like, you know what? I'm either going to pass or I'm going to fail. All I can do is do the best that I can do. Which is all you can do in life. All you can do is the best that you can do. And you can't do any more than that. Otherwise, we'd all be superhuman. So, that's something that I've learned is don't let everything bother you. You know, you can only do as much as you can possibly do, and you can't do any more. So, and let's see, another thing that I've learned is that seeking, well, this is just something personally for me. I don't know how transmutable it is. For me, seeking wisdom in all its forms is one of the greatest joys in life. And I take comfort and solace in the fact that there's always something to learn. So life never gets completely more boring or meaningless because there's always something else to know. So I really like my book collection, which I'll have to show you guys sometime, is one of my greatest, like I'm more proud of that than I am of anything else in my life, is my book collection. I love my book collection, and I'm just so proud of all the things that I've learned from it and the things that I've collected, some of the rare and valuable books, which I'll have to definitely show you, but just the things that I've learned from reading different things, or listening to different people, or watching interviews with authors or lecturers or teachers or scientists. The things that I've learned, that's what drives me, is learning more. I always want to learn more than I know now, and that's something very important to me, is learning as much as I possibly can. And then also something else that I've learned, let's go on to the next one, is just things like this, like this view. I mean, it is just gorgeous. And things like that mean more to me than money. In fact, if I could live in a tent right here on this ledge, looking out over this lake, don't have a house, don't have a car, just got a tent and some newspaper to line it, I'd be happier than if I had a mansion in the middle of the city. Because I don't find very much beauty in a city. Sure, there's pretty architecture, there's, some interesting people here and there, but that's just not where my heart sits, man. I mean, it just, like I said, look at it. It's just beautiful. And if I knew I could wake up and look at that every day, I don't care what I'm sleeping in, because I get to wake up and see that. So, the things in life that are free, beauty and nature, because I have on my iPad, the thing I'm filming this on, I have over 600 pictures just of sunsets that I've taken on my way home from work. And that's usually the highlight of my day, is the sunset I get to see. And now that's multiple of one sunset from different angles or whatever, or that's that's not every single day, because sometimes there's just not a pretty sunset. It's just a bunch of clouds or whatever. But now I have some really pretty pictures of sunsets, and those mean a lot to me. In fact, those sunset pictures mean more to me than all the money in my bank account or my car even, which is the most monetarily valuable thing I own, is my car. But yeah, so if you're going to take something out of this, seek knowledge, because it's something that will never get boring. There's never an end to knowledge. There's never an end to things to know, to learn. And just find beauty in the simple things, man, like this. I mean, it costs me probably $3 gas to drive out here from school. I went from school here and I called off work. But I mean, it's just beautiful. And would you pay $3 to come and see this and sit out here for as long as you wanted to? I think it's worth it. And there's no one around. I'm basically alone out here. There's like a frisbee golf course behind me, and there's no one on. I've heard voices way out in the distance, but I think they were going the other way. So, yeah, seriously, just seek the beauty in the simple things, and don't worry so much about the monetary. Don't worry so much about the things that you're not going to take with you when you leave, I guess. Things you leave at the door when you're when you're on your way out of this life, those don't matter. Those are just, whoever dies with the most toys wins. That's basically what that philosophy is. It's always nice to have nice things. I mean, whether it be a nice pipe or a nice car. But, at the end, you don't take them with you. You don't keep them. So it really doesn't do you any good after that point. Now, of course, someone will argue, well, I can give it to my children and it's a foundation for them and they can build on what I made. And, I mean, sure, that's true, but, I mean, you have to understand that if that's all they know is money and, stuff, then what are they going to do when they're presented with this? They're going to be sitting on that bench over there facing away from the lake, texting. So, see, that's another thing. My phone is turned off right now. The only thing I got on, or I hope it's turned off, it better have turned off, because I've got a work alarm that'll go off at 3:30. But no, I mean, I've got nothing distracting me. I just want to focus on my video, my pipe, and the lake, which, as far as I can see, is mine right now. So I don't see any boats out there. I don't see anybody out on the beach on the other side or any cars over there. As far as I know, I'm alone. And that would make this my lake. So anyways, guys, that's basically what I wanted to come on and say, is what I've learned in my 2 decades, Never stop learning, because there's always something new to learn. Take pleasure in the simple things, the things that are provided for you for free. These have been here for millions of years, and I mean, they've just been waiting for you to discover them and see the beauty in them. It's a 4.5 billion year old art piece, and it has just been waiting to be discovered. And then, don't let things bother you. You just gotta worry about yourself. Don't worry about everything else. Worry about yourself, your own happiness, your own equilibrium. So, I'm going to finish up the rest of this Cult Blood Red Moon in my Van Helsing. And continue to enjoy this beautiful view. So, till the next one, guys. See you later. Take care.